Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're all doing very well. Today's video is going to be a foundation review and try on of this new product from Maybelline. This is the Maybelline Superstay Multi-Use Foundation Stick. I saw this in the drugstore today, just came across it randomly. I had no idea that Maybelline was launching a stick foundation from their Superstay range, and I'm a big fan of their Superstay liquid foundation, and I'm a big fan of stick foundations in general, so I knew I wanted to try this out, but I was actually super excited to see this. I was thinking about it because of how our world is nowadays, just with social media and Instagram accounts like Trend Mood, and even just the way that companies kind of promote their products. It seems like we all know what's coming out before it even launches. And so to actually just be in a store and see something new and exciting, I was like, yes, I like that. It just felt very natural and organic and enjoyable kind of thing. So yeah, this is the foundation that we're going to be trying out today. I went on the Maybelline website. It says that there are 8 shades, which is not ideal, and I paid $17.99 for this product. I feel like that's very, very expensive, and especially just for a stick foundation, because stick foundations always have less product in them. But regardless, maybe you can find this for cheaper, maybe at Walmart. I was at Shoppers Drug Mart, so maybe at Walmart, or maybe it'll go on sale. I'm not really sure. I was expecting more in like the $11.99, $12.99 price range. I feel like $18 is a lot, but regardless, that is the price. Maybe it will be amazing and it'll be completely worth it. And then it also, on the website, I was reading about it because it has this spongy part on it, and I was like, that seems really small to like blend in your foundation, but it specifically says on the website that you apply the foundation, you can blend it in with your fingers. I'll probably use a sponge, but it says to blend in with your fingers, and so I'm assuming that this little precision applicator is if you're using it as more of like a contour type of stick, because it also says on the website that since it's multi-use, you can get a deeper shade and use as a contour. So we shall try it out, I suppose. I have this NYX Wonder Stick Highlight and Contour Stick, so I thought maybe I could apply a little contour with this guy, and then we can see how this works as to blend it out, I guess. But I just wanted to touch base very briefly on a few of the other stick foundations that I absolutely love. I've talked about the Lancome Tint Idol Ultra Wear Makeup Stick so many times on my channel. I just think that this has the most beautiful finish to it. This is one of my all-time favorite foundations, like all-time favorite. And then I also love the NYX Mineral Stick Foundation. I like all of these for, you know, similar reasons, just how they apply so easily. They're super convenient. You can blend it in with your fingers or a sponge or a brush or whatever you have, and it's just not messy. And I always go for a stick foundation if I'm in a rush. Like if I'm like, I have 10 minutes to get ready, or I'm trying to get out the door, a stick foundation, basically just draw it all over, blend it in, and you're good to go. So I'm a big proponent of stick foundations. I feel like in the past I used to stay away from them just because I do have quite dry skin, and I always just assumed when you have a foundation in a stick that it is going to be drying, but these 3 that I have and love, none of them are. And then the last one is another one from Maybelline. It is the Shine Free Balance Foundation. This one's really cool because it has kind of this like inner circle part there that is supposed to be mattifying, I believe. I'm not really sure, but I like the way that it looks on my skin as well. So in this new one, the one that we're trying out today, you get 0.25 ounces or 7 grams of product, which is very common for a stick foundation. I just don't think it's weighed the same way that liquid foundations are, because like in the Maybelline Fit Me one, this is 0.32 ounces and it has 9 grams. The NYX one is 0.21 ounces, it has 6 grams. And then the Lancome one is 7 grams, I believe. So they're all within kind of that same range there. And actually, one of my subscribers gave me a really good tip. She said that a lot of the product is actually hidden within, you know, the bullet kind of thing, or the packaging. So you can see in the Lancome one, I've actually kind of dug in there with a spatula, and there's still a lot more product in there. So don't throw it out just when you get to kind of the bottom of the stick, because there's a lot more product in there. So yeah, that's kind of my little take on stick foundations, hence why I'm very excited to try this one out. So let's get going here. here. I got the shade 120 Classic Ivory, and let's zoom you in first. So I do have moisturizer on my skin from a while ago, but I don't have any sort of primer on. We're going to see how this product wears just pretty much on its own. This shade is looking maybe a little bit dark for me, but the other one looked very pink undertoned, like the shade that was lower than this. I think it was 112. So I got the third lightest shade, I believe. So what I like to do for stick foundations, I'm just going to get my mirror here. I just kind of like to paint it on. This feels very nice and creamy. Kind of do like 3 stripes, a couple on my forehead. I don't like, with stick foundations, I don't use a very small amount of product. I do kind of like to cover my skin just because I don't want to be tugging or anything when I'm actually blending it in. So let's start off with that. It applied nicely. This shade I think is actually going to be quite good. It hopefully will match kind of my neck and chest area. So let's first just try, I suppose, with this precision blender, as they call it. Oh, and I also don't think I said it. Another thing that's interesting is it says it's a cream to matte formula and it's full coverage, so it should hopefully dry down. So I'm just gonna start to kind of but you guys, this actually surprisingly blended this out really nicely, and it kind of just like pressed it into my skin. Now, it's just small, that's the issue. This is a very, like, if you look at this sponge compared to my NYX sponge that I have right here, like, this is just taking too long. So I'm just gonna switch over to my sponge for this side, and we'll see, because I do use a sponge basically every day. And just as a tip, I will tell you, I'll be honest, you guys, I don't wash my sponge every single time, like cleanse it and, you know, get it completely wet every single time I use it, because I don't always have time for that. So I always just keep like a thermal spring water. This one's just from Vichy, but I have a lot of different ones, and I'll just kind of like spritz it while I'm sitting here, as opposed to going to like the washroom to use the sink. I just turned down, this is all crooked. I just turned down the camera setting ever so slightly because it was looking a little bit bright. So far, you guys, this foundation, it just looks so nice on the skin, and that's truly how I feel about these other stick foundations as well. I feel like there's something about it being in a stick that just makes it melt and mesh into your skin so nicely. I want to test out this spongy guy as a contour. So like I said, I have this NYX Wonder Stick Highlight and Contour Stick. This is what it looks like. Mine is in the shade 04, and I'm going to just add a little bit here. Guys, this is so like Kim K of me. Looks natural. Actually, I just really like the color of this. I don't know if it's necessarily this spongy guy. All right, so far, so good. I think this foundation looks super nice on the skin. I can still see a little bit of my freckles and whatnot coming through. I wouldn't say it's like super full coverage. I'd say it's more of a medium coverage, but I really like that. I like the way that the contour looks. Maybe I'll become a contouring lady. So I'm gonna go finish the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. Alright guys, so I just completed the rest of my makeup. I used the Born to Run palette for my eye look. You guys will be seeing this in an upcoming video. And overall, you guys, this foundation looks so nice. The reason that it looks so good is that I can't see it on my skin. It's given me a nice amount of coverage, but it doesn't look heavy, it doesn't look cakey. I actually really like the shade. I even went and looked out in my living room to see it. It actually matched very nicely. You guys know I often pick foundation shades that are too light for me. So yay, I feel like I actually picked one that is good. Another product that I actually picked up today is this new product from Maybelline, another new product from Maybelline. This is something that I actually did see that they were coming out with. This is the most beautiful product, you guys. It's like a lip balm that's moisturizing, but there's some color in there. I love this shade. This is in the shade Baddest Beige. It has some shine to it. This is like my ideal type of lip product. I was kind of comparing it to the L'Oreal Color Riche ones. this one has a little bit more color pigment to it. Like this is more of a balm, whereas this has a little bit more color, in case you were wondering. But I love the formula. You guys know that I don't often like super matte products. So I just picked up this one shade today, but I feel like I need to get more because I'm really enjoying this. And this is a nice true nude shade for me. So many times nude shades at the drugstore are very brown, very, very pink. But this is a really nice kind of light fair shade. And yeah, so far I really am enjoying this foundation. Sorry, I keep just looking over at the viewfinder to see. It looks really good. And guys, I like the contour thingy that I tried. I never contour. So yeah, it is later. It's in the afternoon. It's 4 p.m. right now. I'm heading out for dinner. I'm going to play a softball game. So I do have a busy night ahead of me, but I will check in at the end of the night to see how this foundation wore. And yeah, so far so good. Another stick foundation win. We'll see you guys in a few hours. Guys, this is how it looks when the ring light isn't on in this room. Like, this is how dark it is. So for all the people that are always like, your lights are too bright, like, imagine if I film videos like this. Like, it's so bright outside right now, just no light makes it in here. It's sad, I tell you. Alright guys, I just got home here. I wanted to check in and let you know how this foundation is doing. It's now after 10 p.m. so it's been on my skin for over 6 hours. I went to dinner and I also went and played some softball. So I have been active and I wanted to do a nice little check-in. So let's zoom in. And guys, I am happy to report that this foundation is honestly looking so good. It's quite windy out, so you can see that kind of like my mascara was like watering a little bit because my eyes were watering. But overall, this foundation, honestly, you guys, looks how it looks like it did when I first applied it. And I've been out for dinner, I've been running around, it's very hot outside. So yeah, I'm super impressed. And this is another win in my little stick foundation pile, which is awesome because like I said, I use stick foundations all the time. And yeah, and this actually really held up in the heat as well, which I think is really awesome. And actually I wanted to point out, so it was like 30 degrees in Calgary today, super, super hot. And I had mentioned in another video that it was really hot and I said it was 32 degrees and I got a lot of messages and comments from people saying like, 32 degrees, it's 100 where I live, etc. In Canada, we measure temperature in Celsius, not Fahrenheit. It's a entire different measuring system. So 32 degrees in Canada is like 98 degrees in the States, like Fahrenheit. So I just wanted to point that out because I was like, that is why people always think Canada is so cold. And there's like a misconception because it's very hot in a lot of places in Canada during the summertime. So anyways, there's a little side story for you. But yeah, I'm super impressed, guys, with this foundation. Like, it honestly looks so nice. It still has that nice kind of satin finish to it, and it didn't get like creasy or like cake up on my chin area. It's broken up a tiny little bit on my nose, but like not even anything that I would really notice, I feel like, if I wasn't looking close in a mirror here. So overall, I'm super impressed with this foundation. Like, sadly, you guys, like, I love the Lancome one, but I really don't feel a need to be repurchasing it when I have some drugstore options that I really, really enjoy. As far as the little like precision blender thing, honestly, I don't really think this side is necessary. I mean, I'm not going to be using this, of course, as a contour stick, so I almost would love the packaging just to like stop right there, just to make it a little bit more compact. And maybe like they could lower the price if the spongy thing wasn't on it as well, because basically the price is the only downside of this product. So what do you guys think? Have you seen this in your local drugstore yet? Is it something that you're interested in getting? Let me know. I'm curious. So yeah, that's all, guys. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing and all that good stuff. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.